Hi, this is Chris Cribb. I'm the head broker for Realty One Group here in Kansas City with Encompass, and I wanted to bring on got a Rockstar agent, Holly Renfro. Hi, Holly. How are you?
Hello.
I wanted to interview Holly about some great tips about how to improve your home's value. And Holly, it looks like you're coming to me from somewhere that's under construction. What's going on?
So I am meeting you from my basement, and one of the things that we noticed going through that light is coming through. One of the things we noticed going through this COVID situation was I work from home, and when my kids are in school all day, I kind of tough it out during spring break and Christmas and summer, and I make it work. I work in the middle of where everybody lives. I'm right in my dining room, which is right by our kitchen and living room, and with everybody being home all the time, it's just become too much. And so we decided we were going to add some square footage to our house by putting some bedrooms in our basement.
Hey,
that's what we're doing.
Good.
All day, work all night.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing though. Extra added space always helps. Square footage. You putting a bathroom down there too?
There's already one down here, thankfully.
Okay, there you go. Add square footage, add bathrooms. Those would be two good ones. Well,
Absolutely.
How about your tips for how to improve your home? Everybody's home now, right? And spending a lot of time there. And so what are some tips that you've got for us to improve the value?
Okay, so I just came up with a few that were really inexpensive, kind of cost-effective ideas. My husband and we do a lot of home projects. We fix up houses. We like to do that kind of thing, but I understand that not everybody likes to do that. Sometimes it can be really costly if you're hiring it out. And so I tried to pick 5 really easy things that almost anybody can do without a lot of previous training, and that is pretty inexpensive as well. So the first thing I came up with was garage doors.
Garage doors.
Yes, so garage doors actually increase the value of your home, and when you pay to have them installed, it can actually hold up to 85% of the value of what you spend. So they're a great, return on your investment. Something that if you don't know how to install them, obviously you could hire that out. It's outside, so you don't have people, contractors in and out of your house with all this virus stuff going around. So that's beneficial. It's usually not real expensive. Even if you don't want to get them completely replaced, you could still change out the hardware on them, or you could paint them, anything to kind of freshen up and make the front of your house look a little bit more welcoming.
Well, it's great for curb appeal. I've seen it done several times and went, wow, that looks so much different. And especially if you're trying to kind of modernize something, I love that. Great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, okay, so second thing I had was swap out fixtures. So by that, I mean, obviously you always hear, hardware, hinges, that kind of thing, and kitchen cabinets and bathrooms. But another thing you can do is light fixtures. One of the worst things ever when I go to showings and I'm showing buyers' houses is we go in and it's totally updated, and then there's that old brass ceiling fan in the master bedroom. Yeah. And it can be such an easy thing to change out in an afternoon. They're usually not very expensive. Sometimes it's just a brass chandelier that's hanging in dining room that you could literally take down, spray paint with some matte black or even sort of a matte gold is in right now, and hang it right back up, and you could make it look so much more updated. It doesn't cost $5 for the spray paint and some sweat equity, a little elbow grease.
I can spray paint. I've done that. I've spray painted many things black before. So yeah, that's a great idea. You don't have to necessarily replace it all. So cool.
Right. Yeah, I try to really find things. I'm really like to be resourceful and try to use what I've already got. And then if I need to buy something new, then those of you who know me, I'm very frugal and try to find the best way to save money in every aspect. So.
Okay. So what's up next on the list?
Okay, so the next thing I had was, this is super easy. This is just pressure washing. So pressure washing siding, if you've got vinyl siding, if you've got a stone house or brick, if you have fencing or a front porch that maybe kind of neglected and it's getting kind of mildewy looking, or a little algae growth, that's something that you can just spend a really nice spring day outside, enjoying a little bit of water, and maybe spray the kids yard and make it a family event, and then it also just really helps freshen up the appeal of your house.
Well, it's it's kind of that deferred maintenance stuff, right? Sometimes
Yes.
you forget to do it, but now that you're at your house every day, 24 hours a day, yeah, take a little bit of time and polish it up. Cool, great idea.
Absolutely. It doesn't cost anything. Okay, so the last two are kind of, maybe a little simpler, but I think it just changes the whole look of a house when you paint a front door, like just a pop of color. You'll see that one house in your neighborhood that has that bright red door. It's always like, oh, I love that house. And it's just literally, it's a blue house with a red door. So I love doing that. My old house, we painted a bright yellow front door, and we had this turquoise, like, welcome sign that everybody always complimented us on whenever they would come over. And I mean, it literally took us, 2 hours to paint the door. And you can take it off and do it that way, or you can paint it on. I prefer taking it off, but either way, it still doesn't take very much time. Or if you want to play it safe, you go black. I actually have been reading statistics saying that homes with black front doors actually sell faster and for a higher amount of money. So if you're thinking about listing, you might go black.
Yeah. I've seen some cool colors. I like orange. I've seen some bright orange ones pop out.
Yeah.
Use that as a little bit of style for yourself, and take some time with that. I like that. Great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And then my last one, it can be maybe a little bit scary, but I mean, I think paint can change so much. Obviously there's the, paint your living room, paint your exterior of your home, go neutralize it if you're going to put it on the market so people can envision themselves in your house, grays and beiges and grays. Grays is the color we have.
Yeah.
But if you want to be a little bit braver, you could actually, if your cabinets aren't in the best shape, you could maybe try to paint like your kitchen cabinets. That's something that my husband and I did. We bought our house and we kind of wanted to fix it up a little bit and put our own style on it. And I ended up painting our cabinets like this kind of grayed out white color. And then I took like a bronzy brown spray paint, and I would spray it on like a painting tray and let it get kind of sticky. And I would take this old junky brush that was like a buck and just like stipple it, and then kind of stipple it on the sides of the edges of the cabinets, and they look shabby and chic. And now if my kids, their messy fingerprints get on there, you can't even tell because it looks like it's supposed to be there. So it was actually a fun project that we did, and it didn't take much time, and it's not expensive.
Okay, what color were they? Were they the honey oak color before?
They actually weren't. They were actually two colors. When we moved in, they were partially stained like the 70s walnut dark brown on the backs, and then the faces had been replaced and they were partially stained. And then it was like the previous homeowners, they weren't exactly sure which way they wanted to go with it, but we painted them.
Okay, so it wasn't one generation. It wasn't going from the 90s to today.
Right. It was like 70s to 90s to 2000s to today.
So, and that happens. Yeah. At least you got them all in one spot. Well, awesome. Well, those are great tips. I think that, the nice thing to think about is all of those are going to help the value of your house. And there's two things right now, right? We're living in them all the time with everyone. So do they fit you? How can you make it better for yourself? Like your expansion rooms downstairs.
Yep.
And how can you make it to increase the value of it so that whenever you are thinking about doing something in the future, it's going to be worth more.
Absolutely.
Well,
that's
thank
what
you,
we're always
Holly.
thinking.
Yeah. And how do we get in touch with you? If we want to know more about you and what you're doing.
So if you're ever looking to, buy a house, sell a house, remodel a house, my husband does that. Feel free to reach out, text me, call me, direct message me. My phone number is 913-638-2783. I work for Realty One Group and Compass with Chris, and I'd love to help you.
All right. Well, thanks, Holly. Appreciate your time, and have a great rest of your week.
Thanks. You too. Thanks for having me.
Sure. Bye.
Okay.